How bad is it?
Bad. We just lost contact with 2 of our deep space outposts. There's something massive on long-range scanners.
Is it your mum? Is the massive thing your mum?
About?
I'm saying your mum is fat. That's a space joke. That's the kind of joke we tell in the future.
God help us all.
So, welcome to Mass Effect 3. One of my favorite games and one of my favorite franchises. I'm really excited to be doing a new playthrough of Mass Effect 3 playing as a renegade because I know Jennifer Hale did an amazing performance in this role, and I've never experienced that for myself because I'm too much of a goody two-shoes and I always pick the Paragon options. Here's our renegade hero now, Commander Shepard. Fem Shep, of course, there is no other Shep. Let's take a look at her for a second. She has it all. The looks, the brains, the guns, the ability to blow you up with magical blue space magic from space. On the other hand, gosh, here's James Vega. He's probably best described as the Incredible Hulk meets an enormous pile of vanilla ice cream.
Not supposed to salute you either. We gotta go. The Defense Committee wants to see you.
Sounds important.
Spoilers, it's not. Probably the executive summary of the twists and turns of Mass Effect's plot to date over the course of two and a tiny bit games is committees stand behind desks and ignore everything Shepard says until something explodes. It's not ideal, but that's space opera for you. We're going to meet Kaiden Alenko, the Canadian beefcake who is one of Commander Shepard's love interests. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Na, 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 na. See that committee standing behind the desk, ignoring Shepard? I told you about that pattern, and it plays out quite soon. Sometimes I feel like the real message of this game is never go to meetings. If you go to meetings, bureaucrats just yank your chain, mess you about, refuse to greenlight anything that you suggest, and then everything goes to shit really quickly.
Oh my god.
See? I've got to say that even though next-gen graphics have already started to make games that are quite recent look a little bit janky, good design is really timeless, and advances in graphics are never going to surpass them. Look at this brilliant cityscape with these enormous reapers just blowing shit up all over the place. You know, they're so obsessed with those red lasers, I've often wondered if maybe they didn't evolve from a really advanced cat toy AI. Although, of course, if you've played the Leviathan DLC, you know where they actually came from. You could just wiki that if you can't be bothered. Anyway, gorgeous set. Now it's time for an awkward tutorial on jumping and falling down and finally climbing ladders.
Come on!
Squad cannot ladder. Oh, it's time to shoot some shit. I am so excited. Bam! Bam bam! Bam! Bamity bam bam bam! Bam bam! I hate the Predator. It is the weakest ass little pistol. Oh, pistol whip. Arbitrarily out of ammo. Pistol whip. Pistol whip for you. You can have a pistol whip and you can have a pistol whip. Fuck yeah, biotics. Now you might be asking yourself, why doesn't Shepard also go through this door and just advance the plot? And it's because it's time for a short cutscene. Now the interesting thing about this cutscene is that it's the first evidence we have that the indoctrination theory may be true. The indoctrination theory hinges on the fact that when you are exposed to Reapers, when you're close to them, like physically, geographically, they exude some sort of field which takes over your mind, and eventually you end up working as their puppet and not realizing. Shepard's been exposed to Reapers on multiple occasions, and assuming that there's some sort of resistance which has to be overcome. At this point, this close to 1 million Reapers sitting on the surface of the planet, it's entirely possible that she is indoctrinated. And this little kid, who has no real reason to be in that shaft, is one of the pieces of evidence for that. As we're wandering around this city, you'll notice there's a lot of really glorious, like, set pieces, just beautiful action background elements like this excellent Reaper attack. And here's another one which affects us more directly. I love how it goes silent for a minute there as the explosion blows out Shep's ears. Very immersive. But in addition to all that glorious graphical goodness, there's also this. What is this? We don't know. It's the same ridiculously janky animated figure, copy-paste about a million times, just running. Are they husks? Are they commandos? Cannibals, it's time to do some shooting. I'm excited. The good thing about cannibals, if you shoot them in the face, their face falls off. At this point in the game, I have such a shitty weapon and I don't have access to my powers, so I'm pretty much just firing randomly and hoping for the best. Get out from cover, you great big wussy. I want to shoot you in the face. Face shooting, face shooting. Boosh, there we go. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, what are you doing? You're not a doctor. You're not a doctor. Don't take that. Oh god, femoral spray. Shooting, 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 shooting. Pick the point where I remember I'm a biotic. Well, I'm a vanguard. The cool thing about vanguards is they have this power called biotic charge, where you teleport across the battlefield and sort of explode inside somebody's body because of space magic. So I do that a lot. If you have a shotgun with you, it's a really good combination, but I just have this ridiculously shitty Predator pistol. It's really important to pick up the Avenger assault rifle. If you're playing the RPG mode as opposed to action mode, you won't get it automatically, you have to grab it. And after you've grabbed it and watched some more cutscenes, you get to enjoy this delicious, delightful battle. One of the really cool things that you'll probably notice here as I'm playing is that cover in Mass Effect isn't just, I want to say, solid. See how this barrier that Shepard is behind, well, she's not behind it anymore, but has like a slight gap in the edge? Bullets will actually come through that if you're not back far enough. So that's pretty cool. You can be flanked when you think you're in cover. Flanking's a really important tactic in Mass Effect. As when you've got a squad, you can do that. Obviously, it's a bit hard to flank people on your own. The enemies will do quite a lot of flanking. The ability I just used there is called Reeve. It's a bonus one that I unlocked on past playthroughs. And it gives you a passive defense and health boost while the enemy that you've got it cast on is alive. Unfortunately, these guys are pretty low level, so they're just dying anyway. So even though I ignore them, they just die, and I just lose my Reeve instantly. Just too good for the excellent high-level death power of space magic. This battle, you can last as long as you want if you conserve ammo. If you want to use just your powers and whatever, you could sit here all day, because the cutscene that ends the battle will not occur until you run out of ammo in both weapons. Ready? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Oh, there's a shock. I'm so surprised. Scripting. It's great. Here's the heroic Commander Shepard, jumping over a thing. Climbing a thing. Jumping onto a thing.
Welcome aboard, Shepard.
Thanks.
And having a little chat. This is one of the points where you just have to put your brain in neutral for a little bit. So, Anderson, who has been the ambassador for the entire human race to the entire galaxy, decides to stay on Earth to lead a commando squad. Meanwhile, Commander Shepard, the equivalent of a space police person, who is notoriously bad at talking to committees and going to meetings, is being sent up into space to do the diplomacy.
Now go! That's an order!
You've really got to wonder how Anderson got to the position that he was in with that kind of decision-making.
Get yourself reinstated. Commander,
I'll be back for you, and I'll bring every fleet I can.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna bring, like, some fleets. I really don't intend to do every side quest. So, you know, some fleets. I'm a renegade. Indoctrination fans should pay attention to this cutscene as well, because that little boy I was talking about before, there he is. Now, the thing is, you'll notice that none of the other characters in this scene react to the little boy at all. None of them gesture to him to get in the ship. And there's a Reaper really close by that isn't blowing him up. He only seems to exist to give Shepard a moment of feelings. Part of a Reaper plot of some kind? Very, very probably. There they go with the lasers again. Somebody should Photoshop in a giant cat paw. Oh, the Commander has so many feelings. Mass Effect is a really good argument for building a Death Star. And also banging everybody you know.